We are official. So welcome everyone to our Loving Waters full moon attunement call. And whoo, we're already expanding from California to Florida to Canada to Australia. We're doing fantastic. And we'll see how it goes, because I saw that 38 people had shown up and said they were coming, and we'll just see. It's a beautiful evening. We've got the eclipse, and we're really coming together at this rising tide of the waters and rising tide of our hearts that really long for this relationship with the cosmic mother and the earth, and to really sweetly and tenderly bring our love to her, to support this global connection and global healing, and just this beautiful rippling out of the waters to people that we just wouldn't even imagine. People, we have our group that are like-minded and lots of water advocates, but we really want tonight to hold a space for our love and our wisdom, and to really expand out to a broader range of people who really are feeling a call, but might not be so at the surface yet. So we really hold tonight that those undercurrents of energy surface in both the waters and our hearts. So welcome everyone, and just simply we welcome everyone that's on the phone tonight, and we will have a chance for everybody to share. We'd love to just open the call with Karina Shah, who really brings in this beautiful resonant space of love through sound. And so she'll be opening the call tonight, and our beautiful Elizabeth Harold, gorgeous water faithful, will be sharing a little bit into the field, and then we'll open it up all for you. We just want to create this beautiful resonance. And as we move to what we're beginning to hold as monthly water blessings. So we are so happy to have everybody, and I know more and more people will be joining us tonight, but let's invite Karina to just bring in that deep resonance for us.
Thank you so much, Shelley. And I'm just putting on the solfeggio tones, so they're not too loud in the background, but they will just be infusing our meeting. And I'm just really honored to be here. Hopefully it's not too loud for everybody, but I've got them going on.
Jump in just for a second and ask everybody who's listening to put themselves on mute, because that echoes from people's mics. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. And may I ask everyone, if you so choose, to just tune into your heart space, into that place of the deep well of your wisdom, and to feel the presence of the liquid light of love that flows through your own body. If you wish to close your eyes and take in a deep breath to receive. When I'm doing the sound, I also ask, if you so choose, you can open your hands almost as if you were receiving water or little dewdrops of water. When the sound or the energy flows through, sometimes it feels like it's collecting like water in your hands, and you may feel like tingles, or you may not at all. If you do, you can bring that to your heart and breathe it through, and then take a little bit more and bring it in. And when I'm doing the water ceremonies, it's really lovely just to feel the vibration of that, the frequencies of all the different sounds flowing through the physical vehicle. So I'm going to begin right now and thank and bless all who are present, and to thank the waters for bringing us together, and thanking Mama Gaia, Sophia. If you so choose, planting a seed of light for the waters, an intention in your own being. Perhaps reminding yourself of that first moment when you were a little being and you found a puddle and you wanted to jump into it, or you stood out in the rain, or you were in a bathtub and you felt the water trickle on your skin, or the moment when you were drinking the mother's milk, That taste of water coming into your body, coming into your being. And just breathing in and releasing with the sound of awe, the sound of the heart. Blessed be this moment and all moments as they dwell within time and space, within the within. As the veil lifts and we peer into the waters of creation, feeling that natural flow through our being as each breath guides us deeper and deeper into the presence behind all creation. And breathe. Thank you.
Beautiful. Elizabeth, if I may, I'd like just to, something came to me over the past 2 days, and I would like just to read this invocation from the Cosmic Mother. Would that be all right? Okay. So welcome everyone again, new people that have joined us. For those on the phone, we'll be opening the call very soon after Elizabeth shares. And I just want to read this. Thank you so much for really feeling the water's calling. And so I want to read this invocation of the Cosmic Mother as we attune to her waters tonight. O great Mother, divine feminine, birther of the cosmos, lover unto spirit, creatrix of all matter and queen of all worlds within worlds and those without, we call you to us in this hour. We are your children, hear us call. We are the daughters and the sons of your divine union and the flesh of your passion for life. You who lay with spirit, our Father, in the beginning of time, brought us forth from the blessed union of spirit and matter. We are your children, the sons and daughters of your flesh and your heart. And we remember your touch and the fragrance of your essence, and we long for you. Come into our hearts and gift us the remembering. Come to our minds and open our genius. Enlighten us with your presence. Draw back the veils that we might see and hearken the doors to open, that beauty and ecstasy may live in our homes and hearts more fully. This is our hour. We call you through the fire and the water, through the earth and the wind, and through all that bears your name. We call all your lineages and all your names. Come into us. Come unto us. So be it. So just take a breath, and here we go. And Elizabeth, sending you this beautiful cosmic wand of love.
Where is that from? Where's that invocation?
Thank you for asking. That's it's from the Magdalene manuscript and the Alchemies of Horus by Tom Kenyon, who is another incredible sound healer and voice for the water, and his wife Judy Sion.
So, a large part of this intention for this call is to really call in our sacred relationship with water. Our focus is water blessings, monthly water blessings on the full moon. It's a pretty simple mission individually. But I think even though for myself I've been dedicated to water most of my life, I still need practice in coming into that place of reverence every day. And part of what I encourage us to do when we get on these calls is to have water with us. This is my water bowl. But each one of us have a sacred vessel with us. There's only one water on earth. And how to begin really living that truth. And I think part of really living that truth is shifting our own perspective. And part of that is really feeling ourselves as that one water. As each one of you, beloveds, is that one water expressing in an infinite variety of ways, infinite creative expression. Each one of us is unique, yet each one of us is made of the same water, the one water. It's truly, in my understanding, what it is that connects us to the oneness of the universe. So by having our sacred vessel on our altar and coming to it each day as we wake up, as we go to sleep, as we lose our temper, as we get confused, and really feel the water. And feel the water inside of our body. and know that this is the same water that flows through every body on this planet. Life is water. It's a subtle difference in saying water is life. And I think it's a very important one. I know many of you that have heard me talk about water before have heard this, and that it's a shift of perspective, it's a shift of understanding to this deeper truth, such as realizing that no human, no living creature on earth has ever watched the sunrise and the sunset, although we still speak of this. The beautiful sunrise that I saw this morning. Recognizing that the sun does not rise in the east and set in the west. The earth is turning from the west into the east, always returning to its arc into the sun, into the light. And when we watch this process each evening or each morning, to really put ourselves on the earth turning, to feel that presencing, that truth, and living in the truth of feeling the earth turning. As from our perspective, we're watching the sun journey across the sky. So when we think of water, and there's now scientific evidence that indigenous people have remembered from the dawn of time, is that water has intelligence, water has consciousness, water has memory. I would encourage us to shift our thinking and to recognize that we have consciousness on earth because we are water. That consciousness we can infuse with our very breath. And the water on our breath, we're infusing our intention, and it's brought in by others. And the message of healing our relationship with water begins to travel. And part of the core belief of this living waters is recognizing that we can reach critical mass very quickly of humanity returning to sacred relationship with water. Just to contemplate that is amazing, because water is so absolutely overjoyed that we are coming to this remembrance. And the more we come to this remembrance and the more we focus on this, the more water will feed and nurture this consciousness inside of humanity. She has been waiting for us for a long time, and she has been calling for us for a long time. And a long time is a long time, because grandmother water, the core of grandmother water, is older than the sun. 40% of the water on earth shows to be older than the sun. That's a long time. So when we do our water blessings, we're recognizing that water herself is the blessing. Water cannot be more blessed. Water is blessedness. And when we participate in a water blessing, is bringing our own consciousness, our own expression of water back to her, and back to remembrance, and back to blessedness. And feeling that coming home, and that welcome from water. So, my loves, I'm overjoyed that each one of you is here, that we're all here together. Such a wonderful feeling. And would love to hear from each of you as to how the water is moving within you and expressing through your heart and your impulses and your desires and your love.
Elizabeth, before people share, I just wanted to, for those that are on the call, I just wanted to say my name is Shelley Darling, for those of you at the phone and can't hear, and it was really this inspiration and work we've been doing. Elizabeth Rogers, or Elizabeth Harold, I don't know which one you want to be called, but Elizabeth Harold. and Julie Armstrong is with us tonight from Australia, and I want to really give her a chance to share, because the way this unfolded was 3 tributaries that came together, and it was really through what really brought the really the banks of this shore together, Loving Waters, was through Julie. So we want to really open it up, and so happy that you're with us, and for you to share your unfolding and being here with us, and this creation that's really organically unfolding as more and more people are connecting with us. So please share with us. We would love that.
If I could just jump in for a minute, Julie, I would love to have you share your vision of the global water blessing as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. It's wonderful to be here. It's so wonderful to be sharing with such a community of people who are loving water. And the journey started a few years ago, that I saw a water blessing by Patrick McManaway, who's an extraordinary dowser who works internationally. He works in Australia. He's actually from Scotland, and he works in America with farmers. And he works on harmonising the land. So all the land is brought into harmony. So it has a consciousness about working together. And he loves working with farmers because you can see immediate results, that the cows immediately giving more milk or richer milk or whatever, and there's the disease drops away. So he did a webinar on water whispering, and I showed it to a friend. I said, that looks so easy, we could do that. And she said yes. And so 2 years ago, a small group of us went out, and we dowsed for where to go. So we had a map, and then I asked what water wants to be worked with. And so we've basically worked on a monthly basis for some time. And earlier this year, it's been wonderful. It's just been, we felt like we were really making a difference to our place. And then Patrick came out last August, and he worked with us, and it was so amazing to spend the whole day with him, and to be working on all sorts of the river and the landline, but also the water, the Great Cotter Dam. So we initially wanted to bless the water in our place, but we waited until Patrick came. And then earlier this year, I went over to Sweden, and my daughter was there at a program it's called the Youth Initiative program, and it's about young people who are wanting to bring change into the world. And it was there that we went through a guided meditation about what we needed to do next. And my work is very much to do with bees, and I just had this feeling it's all to do with bees. I don't need to. And then I got this big, you have to spread this water message, that what you're doing has to go out into the world. And it was, oh my goodness, it was really an absolute, it was a sense of devastation in terms of, my goodness, this is so huge, how do I do it? And so I went to various places and I worked with young people with water blessings, and it just seemed to work. It's like, wow, this is being shared. And then I came back to Australia and talked to Shelley, and it was the blessing, the big worldwide water blessing in June. And yes, we need to take this further out. And this was a vehicle, us three working together to bring loving waters to spread the word. And so we've still got just a small group in our region, and it's just small groups are going around in different places. My vision is that it's not a huge number of people, but it's actually just small little pods, people working together. And for me, the most important thing is that we're working with young people, that they are so thirsty, so hungry to know how to work with what's happening. And this, what's happening with the climate, it's the water that will help cool it. The water is the way. The water is so asking us to work with it. So I just ask you to, in whatever way, to open yourselves to working with young people. They will come. They will come, and the initiative will be spread, and they may form their own pods. It's really important that they go out and share it with their tribe. It's just like we're sharing it and then they go out. So it's like sending seeds out, and then those seeds go and train up others. And it's such a simple ceremony that we can all do it. I mean, we really do it every day. So bless the water, thank the water. Every time we turn on the tap, think about the number of people who don't have that. And then also a part of it is also to become water warriors, in terms of think of some way to be physically active with water. There are people who are testing water. There are people who are working with the physical water. It may be planting trees, something practical to do with water as well as the water blessing. So there are many, many initiatives. Thank you so much. I've finished now. I pass the talking stick to somebody else. Bless the water. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Spread the word.
So this is the part where everyone gets to bring their voice in and just to trust the field and just pop in and share. For those who are on the phone, sake, please share who you are and where you are, and maybe even share your watershed. Not even maybe, share your watershed. What water has been calling you? And if you're just beginning and you just heard the call, that's beautiful, and we support you, because that's what we're all about. So that beautiful talking stick is open, and just pop in.
Greetings, everybody. This is Maya Shaw Gale. I'm in Carpinteria, California, which is near Santa Barbara, California. And Julie, it was so wonderful to see your face. I've heard of you and to be inspired by your words. And I just share that I've been called to the water a long time ago. I remember the first time in my 20s, which was a few years ago, I traveled across Mexico for a winter, and I made a decision then not to listen to people's fear about getting ill, getting turistas, and I just made just an intuitive decision, and I didn't learn this from anyone else, but my heart told me that if I talk to my food and talk to the water I drink and I bless it, that I will be fine. And so I journeyed for a whole winter, blessing the water, blessing the food, and never getting sick. And my traveling companion did not do this and did get sick. And something started to stir in me then. And then in 1987, during the harmonic convergence, I was backpacking up in the backcountry above Santa Barbara in the mountains, and had a profound experience with the water, where I went into an altered state, and the water spoke to me. It showed itself to me. It showed the vortex beings, the vortices and spirals in the water. And I had a direct transmission to my heart and was reminding me of a pledge that I had made, perhaps, in another lifetime, to be here for the water and to be an advocate for the water and to learn to communicate with water. And of course, at that moment, I knew water is an intelligent being. And that seeded me, but for a while, I really didn't know what to do with that. It was, I'm talking 1987, a while ago. But I think it was Dr. Emoto's work that I heard about and got so excited and resonated with, that, in fact, water responds to everything, to sound, to vibration, to music, to emotions, and to words. And it helped me to feel not so crazy. Yes, in fact, there are other people who understand this. And also working more with Indigenous people who share their stories of water being alive, and not only alive, but the source of all life, and open to communicating with us. So that was really got me going. And most recently, I've spent a couple of years learning the medicine water wheel work from Marshall Golden Eagle, Paiute elder, and I've been doing water ceremony for quite a while on the full moon, and I'm incorporating this medicine water wheel work, but also adapting it. And the sort of simple water blessing that you suggest doing is really what I've been doing. I have a central bowl with the waters which we'll fill from waters either we've brought and bless it, and then either have people take it home to their own land, their own water, or if we are by a body of water we want to bless, we return it, the blessing, to the water. And as a matter of fact, I may have to get off early because I'm going to do a water blessing directly from here on the full moon, and with Art Cisneros, who's a Shumash elder here. And oh, that reminds me, I am so excited by what's happening at Standing Rock. I feel the minute that started to happen, something in me said, this is going to be a turning point. It's so beautiful that people from all over the world are coming to support the protectors of water, Standing Rock. And we had a rally here in Santa Barbara, focalized by the Shumash people on last Saturday. And I just stood witness to, I've always felt water is going to be the one thing that's going to unify us. And in that moment, in that rally, I watched as our cause of water, as the beautiful energy of water began to unify some groups here that were, well, let's just say groups that weren't unified, groups that were little splinter groups, both among the Shumash people and among the native and non-native people. And at the end of that rally, where everyone was sharing their love for water and their intention to protect, there was such a weaving together and such a willingness to put aside differences to join with the water. And I'm just so excited to see what unfolds here in that way. So, and just right now, the full moon is in Pisces, which is an incredible water sign. And as I prepare for the ceremony, I feel that the energies are very much about really dreaming, the imagination of us dreaming up where, how we flow with the water and flow with each other in these coming months. And yeah, I am so moved because I feel it's just accelerating exponentially now. Everywhere I go, I see the signs I see on Facebook, people that are surprised me that I never imagined are speaking about water as life and the importance of water. And yeah, my heart just swells with this. So I'm very excited to be part of this group. I was visioning starting a group called One Water for All, and I was going to put up the website and have now you've done it. Loving Waters is here. I don't have to do it. And so I joined with you all. And Deb, I would love to connect with you. You live right near me. I hope we can, do some ceremony together. And send my love and blessings to everyone through the waters.
Maya, can you give us your watershed?
Well, it's the Los Padres Mountains, and then all of the rivers, the Mission River, the many different small rivers that lead into the ocean here. So
You are in the Pacific.
we're on the Pacific, right? And the Los Padres watershed really is that's the Los Padres Mountain, Los Padres National Forest, and that has many, many streams coming down to the Pacific Ocean.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to welcome some new people who've come on, and we're just really opening the field to be sharing. I do want to ask, because what's going to happen is there's more and more people, and to just really concisely through your essence, water as essence. Of course, we're going to get to know each other more and more. And Elizabeth and I and Julie, we came up with that we would just do 30 minutes, just a 30-minute attunement. But it became so obvious after our first call that people really want to share and we want to learn about each other. But also we have to just really hone our shares and really get to know each other through connecting and sending in your email, and we'll start to really build this community so that we can really find out what you are and really who you are and what you're about and your watersheds and stuff. So, but for this call for tonight, we just kind of bring it in a little bit. We love Maya; she's incredible and obviously so enthusiastic, and we all are. But let's just, if you can keep it to 1 to 2 minutes, that would be really great. And of course, if we need to expand this call, we'll look at that too. So much love, and pop in, and we'd love to hear who you are and all your beautiful, radiant phone faces.
Okay, if nobody else is going to say anything, this is Terry Woods. I live in Ada, North Carolina. I'm about 85 miles from Atlantic Beach in the Atlantic Ocean. Tar River is pretty close here. And unfortunately, we have had with the power company some coal ash stuff going on up around Raleigh area, Charlotte and stuff. And all those rivers run down into the rivers. And I live in the country. We have a well, and I always had respect for water. I was taught respect for water growing up, but going without water because your well pump is broken or your power is out from a hurricane for 2 or 3 weeks, you really, really learn to appreciate water. And I also connect with water because I have some problems with my body physically, and I'm going into the water for therapy. And so I always tell the water, thank you, and I say, bless you, water, and I thank it for its healing and support. And even when I wash my face or brush my teeth, I say, thank you, water, because without it, I couldn't do all those things. And that's all about what I'm about.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Hello.
I want to hold on 1 second. I can see that Blanche, you look like you keep trying to get on. I don't know if you want to, but don't forget to unmute yourself.
I was more wanting to listen, but thanks for the invitation and really beautiful to be part of this gathering. I'm related to Julie. I'm going out with her husband's brother. So, and Julie, lovely to hear you. Oh my gosh, you're such a beautiful woman. So just quickly in answer to your call to be concise, I've been hearing this for a long time, and really just recently, a couple of years ago, Julie and I actually met up coincidentally at a festival in Byron Bay in northern New South Wales called Uplift, and it was a celebration of oneness, and the Indigenous from all over the world met there, and we held ceremonies for water there and blessed the water for 7 generations to come. And we each signed a declaration to Mother Earth. And what else do we do? Oh yeah, and also they announced that it was the time for women to step forward. And I took all that in and was called to be there. And since that time, I've been to Uluru in the centre of Australia and been involved in pineal toning and working with sound resonances. And I spend time in nature whenever I can. I live on the east coast of Australia in Sydney. So I get into the ocean very regularly or by the sea. And I feel the land very deeply, and I feel really connected to the Indigenous. My partner's really connected to nature as well, and we spend as much time as we can in, bushwalking or being close to the ground. And recent calls have taken us to the Pilliga, where they've had coal seam gas, threatening the waters, our great artesian basin in Australia, which is the source of water, for rivers and outlets all over the place. And I also just really, without knowing anything about it, felt North Dakota. And so I've been tuning into that and offering my love and my sharing. So I want to thank you all for being here, and what a wonderful, and I've been to water blessings and ceremonies recently, just comings together. And so I resonate with that sense of pods, and I'm just really happy to be called to this work and to now be meeting you all and to be part of such a really powerful and beautiful gathering. So thanks so much for your work, and thanks for the opportunity to share.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
Hello, am I blocked or am I on?
You're on.
You're on.
Okay, my name is Shar, and I live in South Dakota. I'm about less than 2 hours away from Standing Rock and the water protectors that are busy there. And that's probably what caught my attention, why your posting caught my attention, because that concern is greatly on my mind. I've always been, as a young child, my parents taught me to always conserve water. I don't know if it was because we lived on a farm and we had our own well and it could break at any time. I don't know what it was, but my mother was very conserving of water, and it's on my mind a great deal. It bothers me when I see people wasting water. Like the other day, I saw somebody from the grocery store carry out a tub of water and just poured it onto the pavement. And I thought, man, why didn't you go out the back door and could have poured it on plants? Things like that. I only drink water. That's the only beverage that I consume. So I guess that's part of why I care about the protection of it. I think that's about all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Shar.
Thank you, Shar.
Please just jump in, or at least say who you are and where you're from, because we can only see your Deb, I think, who we can see.
And part of our gathering here together, especially on this Zoom, is to really build a field of resonance with this work and with the water and with our love. And so even if it's just saying your name and your watershed and that you're happy to be here, that's building the field. So don't be shy. We love you. You're safe.
Okay, I'll speak up. My name is Deanna Rhodes, and I live in San Diego. And my watershed is San Diego, from the San Diego River down to the shores of the Pacific. And I've had a relationship with water most of my life as a child, spending every weekend on the water, on a houseboat with my family, and then studying various fields of science, continuing to improve my education in college. I continued to be drawn to water subjects, so I ended up in engineering. I really was drawn to the hydraulics, and I didn't really know how water was going to be part of my profession, but eventually, after a few years of study, ended up in the groundwater area. So I've been as a consultant now for 11 years doing groundwater cleanup and planning remedies for groundwater, primarily the toxins that are in the groundwater. And recently, the last few years, I actually had a couple of visions that brought me to the indigenous people, a couple of water visions that I had. And I, in the different work I've done, I've realized that you can't, no matter how much engineering you do, you can't get the water completely purified, and that really bothers me. So I started kind of turning to spirit as a way to try to finish the job, and took a class on indigenous wisdom last fall and winter, and got involved with some talking circles with some water healers that were involved there, and I've gotten to know them better, and I want to learn how to do these water blessings so that I can do that here in San Diego. And I did attend the Gathering of Eagles in South Dakota, and I have some sacred water from that 4-day ceremony. And most recently, my passion has been to try to understand if I can help the Missouri River watershed in some way by unearthing some science and some regulation that may help the cause of this desalination up at Standing Rock. So that's been what I've been focusing on the last week. So that's enough. Sorry I was so long, but you hear some of my passions.
Oh my gosh, perfect.
Thank you so much. It's so important that bring science and spirit to this journey. Beautiful.
My name's Michelle Anderson, and I just got on the call from my phone, so I'm sorry I'm late. But I'm glad to see Deb Clem is on, because I just shared the Facebook post, and I think she was able to join from our Facebook post. So I'm sorry I haven't heard everything that everyone shared, but I guess I could say that I live near Laguna Beach, California, and am a sacred water carrier. Indigenous ceremonies that have been held all over the world on every continent, I've been gifted these waters from people that have been in the ceremony since the 1980s. Even Antarctica, I'm happy to say that we have some waters from Antarctica as well. And we go out regularly out of Dana Point on a catamaran. So we gather a group of people on a private catamaran, but it's open to the public. I share it on Facebook publicly. And what we do on the waters is pray for the waters and visualize the reactivation of the original keys and codes to peace on earth. And we visualize the waters being cleansed and cleared and in abundant supply for all life. And we do this with different indigenous spiritual keepers. We do it with whoever is willing to join at the time. Last year we had the Hopi, the Kogi from Colombia, and our Apache brother, Guillermo Martinez. We had our Peruvian brother. So we had a lot of different indigenous leaders from around the world come on the boat with us, and it was very beautiful. We had 6 blue whales surround the boat and stay with us for about probably 30 or 40 minutes. I'm so honored and grateful that you're doing these activations, these prayer ceremonies, and that we are all joining together as the one family we are, the human family, and that we know water is life. So I'm leaving on Wednesday to go to the Unify Fest and support Chief Bill Lane, who's doing a lot of environmental work. He was at the Paris climate talks, and he's a huge advocate. And I'll be joining with our Mayan brother, Jose Munoz, a Mayan daykeeper, and many people from around the world. I didn't hear what everybody was doing, so I feel at a loss to hear what all of you are sharing and how beautifully you're gifting the waters of life with your hearts and your love and your intention. And I'm just really grateful to be here and know that we're all in it together and we can do this.
We are doing it. It's happening now.
I think we should be just going after everyone talks, just like going, woo, yeah. Celebrating the work that's being done. Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
And also, these calls are recorded, and feel free to share them with other water advocates. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to add something which would really love to invite you to you can, on the Facebook page or the event page, you can click on send email and send your, just so that we get your email so that we can begin to really build this community and give visibility to what we are doing. But also something really, I've been doing a lot of Zoom calls, and so usually I send the Zoom replay through email, but tonight I discovered, what am I thinking? I can be putting it up on YouTube so other people can see. So we will be offering the replay so people can listen and we can get to know each other. But also just simply, like if you're doing events like, what Michelle was just talking about, please post them on Loving Waters. And Elizabeth is phenomenal when it comes to websites, and she's going to be putting up a lovingwaters.life website. And so we'll be able to really create this interweaving of our work and visibility. And thank you so much, everybody, for really bringing up Standing Rock tonight, because obviously that is a huge shift in consciousness, historical, the Earth Guardians, what they're doing. And so I just feel like this is a time that we really come together. So thank you. And let's keep opening up the call. We still have a few more minutes. For those of you who haven't spoken, please jump in.
I'll speak up. I'm very glad that Michelle was able to join us. She was quite an inspiration for me. And I really want to emphasize, the need for community. I just started this, just a couple of years ago. It was through Phil Lane that I took a little workshop thing, and there was another gal, Carol, who's in Connecticut doing Water for Life, and I just this community, it's like, I don't know if they've been following me or I've been following them, but there has been like a weaving of various peoples, and we're starting to come together so that I can learn from you guys. And I was in the Pacific Northwest, and I was collecting waters, and to come to bring to California, and it's just to continue this work. We inspire each other. We need each other to help and share. So I do want to connect up with you, Maya, since we're close by. I did a Facebook friend request so we can stay in touch. But and I was on one of those boats with Michelle that she had mentioned with those amazing people. It was such an amazing boat ride, and I look forward to more. And I will be out on the beach a lot doing ceremony, and I play my flute, and I just I'm just trying to be of service and to spread the word. So thank you very much for this opportunity for more community. Thank you, Shelley.
And for those who can't see, that was Deb from Oxnard. I don't know what your last name is, but actually you say your last name because here people can find each other through Facebook, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's Deb Clem. Sorry about that. I forgot. I was all excited that Michelle joined us. So, all right, thank you.
You know, this is Michelle again, and I would like to share something that happened that was really impactful for me last week. I heard, the only thing I heard was the beautiful woman that went before us that's an engineer in San Diego. I didn't write down your name yet, and I would like to connect with each one of you because I do co-host an FM radio program here in Laguna Beach. It's on KX 93.5 called Awakening Code Radio. And I co-host that with Eric Rankin. And last week we had a public watchdog group on that talked all about the nuclear plant in San Onofre and the frightening things that are happening there that are very much swept under the carpet in terms of what they plan to do with the nuclear waste that's already seeping into the waters there. And they plan on burying it in the spring of 2017 right there on the beach, where we have had, last January, we had king tides that came up so high that eroded the parking lot there. So to bury that nuclear waste that close to the waters is very, very dangerous. We live right next to, that San Onofre plant has been shut down because they were redlining. This was all swept under the carpet as well, but they were redlining the generators there to make profit. And there was a leak. We were part of an activist group called San Clemente Green, and we were pushing to get the plant shut down when it did spring a leak. So that helped us in getting the plant shut down. But since then, we're actually in more danger now because of what they plan on doing to store the waste there instead of taking it someplace else far away from the waters. So anything that we can do to get involved with that would be highly appreciated. And that what this group is asking us to do is to write to senators and Congress people and really let our voices be heard, that this is next to a very busy freeway and railway system. And not only are we in danger, we're looking at levels that are higher than Chernobyl with the amount of nuclear waste that's stored there. So these are real issues, and it's great and it's amazing and beautiful that we're all visualizing the clean waters. And we can also do these types of things too with our voices, to let our voices be heard. And we have our own Standing Rock situation here. So we're getting all of our indigenous leaders. One of the women that's been coming on our boats is a very dear friend of mine, Adelia Sandoval, is the spiritual leader of the Ahashiman Nation, which is the nation and the band of Juanino Indians that built the San Juan Mission. So in our area, here in Orange County, they are the Native American tribe that was here long before any of our most of our ancestors. And so we're getting her involved and really looking towards our youth and our indigenous leaders to come together as well. The Standing Rock has been an amazing, coming together of all tribes and all faiths. It's so inspirational to see what they're all doing and what we're doing. And Chetez Scott Martinez of the Earth Guardians will be at the Unify Festival. He's also a friend of mine, and he's using his voice at the United Nations. So these are all things that are exciting to know that we can get more and more people involved. So I would love to know all of the names of the people that were on the call so that I can connect with each of you individually as well and give you more contacts to spread the word for these calls. I'm so uplifted, and my heart is expanded to know that you're doing this. It brings tears to my eyes.
Oh, thank you.
So there's a few key points that you may already know. One is the Children's Trust. I can never pronounce his first name, but Chechescott has brought, and if you're not familiar with it, you should be, but he has gathered a group of people under what's called the Children's Trust to bring the federal government to suit for denying his generation a viable future. And the key precedent is they're standing on is that is as old as the Roman, and it's tribal, right? It's far beyond even the Roman Empire, which basically states that every governing body has the express responsibility to govern for the future, not just for the present. Yeah. And then the other one is, it happened in Bolivia, which says that Pachamama, Mother Earth, and especially our water and our watersheds has original rights. And this, you look up the Chesapeake Bay waterkeepers, and that they were able to hold off a huge coalition of farmers and industrialists who were polluting the water because they stood on the precedent that the watershed had original rights. And this is so significant in terms of bringing these things to court. It is that the earth and the water has original rights, and the Supreme Court upheld that. It was first decided in lower court, and then the Supreme Court upheld this decision. And you haven't heard anything about it in the news, but the Supreme Court upheld that decision. And so in terms of dealing with our watersheds, any legal actions to defend the watersheds should stand on those two pillars.
So Elizabeth, before anyone starts to keep going, it's really important for us to, first of all, let's all breathe together, because there's so much moving and so much information, and really want to honor that, we've dedicated an hour to be on the call, and there's a few people that haven't had a chance to speak yet. And we'll work out the kinks, and I think just for all of us to, right now, just to use the Facebook page to really share your posts and share your information, and make sure you put your email address, send it to us so that we can actually be communicating with each other. And I will promise to post everybody's name, and I will be posting. I like to sometimes take a screenshot and post pictures so you can begin to get to know who you're speaking to. But the best way right now is to come on that Loving Waters page and share your posts and share your passion, and like Elizabeth was sharing, share your information so people can really track what is theirs to do and what is theirs to follow. So I just want to say, just in case people do have to get off, we can stay on a few more minutes, and would love to hear. I know Naj is on with us from Australia, and there's someone who has call-in user number 2. I don't know who you are, but we want to welcome you as well. But for those who do have to jump off, we just want to honor that, and to understand that, like Elizabeth was sharing, that our focus is the water blessing, coming up on the Sunday for most of us. And we'll just always be attempting to synchronize our energies on the Sunday closest to the full moon. And, and also by getting your email, we can send you the water blessing, Loving Waters blessing pamphlet that Julie and Elizabeth and I and other people worked on, so that we can also take this and really hand this out in our communities. As an example, I'm going to 1,000 Goddesses that are gathering in Washington, D.C. on October 22nd, and to take these pamphlets to people who might not even have a clue about the water, but they'll be passing by. They'll be coming to asking what we're doing. So anyway, just wanted to say that, and let's open up the call for a couple of people who haven't shared, and we can hear your name and your watersheds and what's inspiring you. And Maya is waving goodbye. For those of you who can't see, she's going to do a water blessing as we speak. Love you, Maya. So let's stay on a couple more minutes and see who else would love to share.
Be sure to take yourself off mute.
Yeah. And it's okay if you don't feel like sharing yet. Naj, you're on mute if you just want to say hi to people. So sometimes.
It looks like the 949 keeps coming green, so
When you speak of watershed, do you mean where you get your water source?
both where you get your water source and where you live. We all live on watersheds, some kind or another, and it's a watershed is the first place at a water drop, highest point on a hill, on a mountain, and its journey to the ocean. And there's all sorts of tributaries that feed into generally one main river, but often, as in Maya's case, there's a lot of little rivers, but it's one watershed. It's basically our place on Earth connected to the water. And it's important to know your watershed, because that's really how we're organized. Because
how do we find that?
I'll post something. There's maps, and I'll post the Environmental Protection Agency has a very good mapping system that you can find exactly what watershed you're on. And I'll post that link on the Loving Waters.
Thank you.
That's really beautiful. And I was having a feeling like, please, you know, maybe Elizabeth and I and Julie and some of us actually need to be willing to open this, like have the call for an hour, but then have the following half hour really be about questions and sharing like details of where we are, you know, what we're doing. So that's kind of what I'm getting in this moment. Like, okay, we need to just kind of shift this a little bit. So for tonight, just for the next few minutes, and then actually I have to go because it's my dad's birthday. They're all meeting without me, but I told them I had to be here. So yeah, so if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask right now. I think it's a gorgeous way for us to get to know each other.
Yeah, I can keep on for a little while if you have to get off.
Yeah, well, I'll have to stop the recording. I think we'll have to figure that out next time. Okay. I'll stay on.
Can you just recap for me, for if anyone joined late like I did, can you recap the names of the people and where they're from, and I can look for them on Facebook as well?
I can.
How about if we send that out in a document?
Super.
Okay. And one thing that we've talked about is creating a Google Drive. So if you give us your emails, we can invite you to Google Drive, and we can have a database of everybody here and keep building that. So we can give you access to that Google Drive through your email.
So I'd like to just say hi. I'm Karina Shahal, even though I started at the beginning. I lived over an artesian well in my home from a little girl. And we had 2 sump pumps pumping freezing cold water out of our home. And if the power went off, our basement flooded with this incredibly cold, freezing cold water. So I was constantly living over a current of water. And that was, when it would pump out, I would go to the ponds that my dad had built with all kinds of fish in it, and I would drink this cold water, and I would feel the bubbling presence of it go through me, and had the most incredible experience of bucket brigades, as my dad would call it, because we had 8 kids in our family. And if the power went off and we had no sump pumps, we were carrying water out, and my dad said, don't you throw it out, let's put it here, let's put it in the garden, let's do it here, let's do it there. My father was an original caretaker of the land, and he was composting in the 50s and 60s before anybody even talked about it. He was building gardens, he was building water things, he was whatever my dad could do to support the land. So I grew up in that environment. I also grew up in a family that supported my spiritual gifts, and I've been very, very blessed to have that throughout my entire life. So when I was a little girl, I would leave my body in my dream time and check on my family, and then I would be called to the well at the bottom of our stairs, and it would sing and talk to me. And as a little girl in my astral body, I would hear the song of the water, and it would say, we have to restore the song lines, and we have to restore the sound of water flowing through. And my experience of waterfalls is so essential and important to me. I have a love of falling water and the sound of the water against rock. I'm in north of Toronto, and I'm near all the Great Lakes. I've traveled all across my beautiful country of Canada. My father loved us camping at 6 months old. I was out in Lake Superior, Lake Huron, Georgian Bay, and I just grew up as a water being. And my love for water is so deep that for the last 2 years I did, which was a global heart attunement for the waters, specifically of the East Coast. And I was invited by Susanna Bastarrica, who was the head of the clergy at United Nations for the last 25 years, through an encounter with her, to go to the United Nations and to do a blessing for the Divine Mother of Grace on 11/11 in 2014. And I went into what's called the meditation room, and I was supposed to have 20 minutes, but I got 2 hours to go right underneath the General Assembly and to actually do sound for the Divine Mother of Grace, and to also do sound for the water's blessings. Last year, I did another water attunement, and right at the same area where I was dropping rose petals into the waters was 3 months later, the Pope and all these other religious leaders were dropping bread into that same location at the United Nations and doing atonements for water and for blessings of the planet. I can't say there's any correlation, but when I do my ceremonies, I always have a bowl of water. I always have rose petals. And at the end of every ceremony, after I've done the sound, I hand out the water and the rose petals. And then I bless the land wherever I'm doing that. I take a little bit of that water and I bless the area where I'm doing my ceremonies. So from a very young age, growing up over this artesian well, I lived my entire life in the watery realms. And the mother says, return to the song lines of my heart and sing to me, because the water sings to us through our bodies. And if we understand the power of our own voice and her connection to her heart, I'm starting to cry. Water is sound. Sound is light. And if we sing, we are singing our blood and the water together. And when the tears flow, the mother knows that the blessing of her waters are reaching to us. It's an original formation wherever we go to look in other dimensions, wherever we go, wherever we're looking on any planets, we're looking for the essence of water because it contains the blood of creation. And that is my passion. And that is my path. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. Beautiful. So those of us that have been doing water work for a long time, we've come to our own protocols. Julie put together that really beautiful one that's on the brochure because it's the essence of simplicity and beauty. And we encourage people that don't have existing protocols for their blessings to discover one for themselves. You know, based on what you're hearing, but really find something that resonates with you and share it with us on Loving Waters and really kind of open up of how water is speaking to you. and let us all learn from each other and how we're connecting to the song of the water.
Thank you, Elizabeth, Karina, and everyone. So I think it's time for us to kind of carry the waters of our love and our understanding and our wisdom to the waters. Maybe Karina, you can just do a quick closing, beautiful song. We would love that. And let's stay connected. Let's just continue this. We'll be meeting again on the following next full moon. And please post your pictures of any water blessings. Like Elizabeth was saying too, share your file of a water blessing. We'll begin to build the Google Drive so everyone can have it, and we'll add it on the page. And this is what we're here to do, really give visibility to her song, her voice, and let her, and I know maybe next time, maybe Elizabeth and I will share a little, well, Elizabeth shared, but I haven't shared a little bit about really how the water has moved in my life in such a beautiful way. And I love everything that's been brought up tonight. Thank you so much. And we'll see you on the Facebook page, and I will post this replay. Good night, good morning, sweet dreams. Om Shanti, blessings. Thank you all. See you at Loving Waters.